Good morning.
Good morning.
It is a beautiful, chilly, foggy morning again here on the homestead. We should have had a frost a few weeks ago now, and we haven't yet, and we don't have one in the forecast for at least another 10 days that I can see, and I am excited about that. We have no rain for like another week or so, so we want to try to get this concrete poured before that. The biggest reason is all down here is dried out. We have it so the concrete trucks can definitely get on 3 sides of the concrete slab to pour, but if it stays dry, the concrete truck can drive over here and get on this back side, and it'll make it a lot easier for us when we're pouring. We need to finish getting this prepped. I have the concrete ordered. It's all scheduled. I got it luckily for first thing in the morning, so that way we should have good time for it to cure and we're not out here finishing it up with headlights, because if you wait too longer in the afternoon in the fall in our area, it's so cold that the concrete really doesn't like to set up. So
Oh, you sound like you have experience with that.
yes, we do. A few times. So we need to get in here, level this off. It's close, but it's not perfect, and the closer we can get it and the less concrete we have to use, the more money we get to save. So we're going to come in here. I'm thinking I can undo this form and get in here with the Kubota because it's small enough, and use the Kubota to kind of like level everything out nicey nice, take out the high spots.
He's made himself quite a little obstacle course to go around, so he'll have fun going around all those things. Right, Figaro?
All right, I want to stake this off good so I can take this board out and not have my form move on me.
You never hear Al say much about anything, but once the next day after he's used that sledgehammer, he does say his hands hurt. So he must grip onto that hard and trying to get through all these rocks that we have. And yeah, he definitely feels that in his hands the next day for a couple days.
Right here hurts. When I was sledgehammering like this, I could definitely feel it right here. So it's from holding this and doing that. So I guess I just need to do it more often, then it won't hurt. My body will be used to it.
Is that what it is?
I think so. All right, so now when I go in, I just gotta make sure I don't hit any of this.
We'll have to take that string off.
All right, so I think the first thing I'll do is I'll come over here and try to get this high spot out, because this is all right here is high. So I'll back drag that, get that out, and I can move some of this around to the lower spots, and then
Don't hit anything. Good.
all right, that took out a lot of the high spots on the edge. I still got to dig out a little bit wider, a foot all the way around, but I want to measure these off and just get a reference again of how much I need to fill.
You might have took out the high spots, but I would have took out every single one of these pins and probably the outside forms, because I'm not that great a driver.
Keeps it a good challenge.
Keeps you on your toes.
Yep. All right, so that's 7 inches. That's 6. That one's 6. 6.5. Seven. Figaro, you're gonna inspect it for us. And then 6.5. So if we just lightly now go through and fill in the little divots, and then I can go around and dig out the perimeter. I want to dig out the perimeter to make it a bigger, wider footing, and then I'm going to figure out exactly where our posts are going, and where the posts are going, I'll actually dig it out even deeper So right where the posts sit, it'll be deep, and then they'll actually have a perimeter footing also. I am being super fussy, but being off an inch, say on this whole pad, is like 3 to 4 yards of concrete. So better off taking my time, leveling it off nicely, so that way we don't run out of concrete and we don't have to order a bunch of extra. That is a lot of weight for the Kubota. I really can't even pick up a full bucket, like 3/4 of a bucket, and it's pretty sketchy with it. I think we're good right there. I'm gonna go around and dig out a trench all around the perimeter, and then we'll give everything an eyeball, see how it looks, and yeah, I think we're getting close. All right, I'm gonna mark every 8 feet, and that's where our posts are gonna be, and I'm gonna dig those out and get like a bigger footing in that spot for all of our posts. That's what we did for the workshop, and it's worked really well. So that's what we're gonna do here. I did get another phone call this morning saying the other part of our solar panel order should be getting delivered today. So that makes me feel good. I think that's all of the components that I have ordered. I still need a few more things, but I gotta figure them out. I wanna look over everything that we did get and see exactly what we're going to need, and then order the last couple of pieces for all of our solar stuff. So I went ahead and I dug down 16 inches for where every post is going on the outside end walls, not the gable end walls. The gable end walls, we're just gonna do a big perimeter. They're not gonna be load bearing like this side and that end wall will be. This end wall will really have most of the weight if there's snow on the roof. You'll see how we're building this roof pitch when we go ahead and we start building. And we're also building the roof pitch the way we're doing it, so with plans to add on in the future. If we need more space, we can add on 10 or 12 feet out that way, and it will look good with the roof line that we're going with on this building. It's a roof line we've never done on this homestead, and I'm excited to do it. It's different. It'll look, I think, nice having different roof lines throughout the property, so yeah. I think Azalea and Cookie like being by where we were working, keep an eye on everything. And then you got Figaro up there on the rock, keeping an eye on everything. All right, just got the phone call from the delivery driver. Time to go pick up the other batch of solar panels. All right, those are all offloaded, and while I was offloading those, I could hear the mating call of a rough grouse male in the woods a few times. So that excites me. It is grouse season. We haven't seen any, but hearing them lets me know they're still out there. Well, it feels good having all of the solar panels here. We need to go through and finalize all the little parts and pieces we need to hook everything up, and then we can start that project. But before we do that one, I want to get the concrete ready and done because we have dry weather coming. We need dry weather for doing the solar panels too, because we're going to be on the roof, but it's finally dried out down here, so we can get this done. I think we're almost ready for rebar. Pretty old school running a string across, but I like doing this, run a string across, and then I can get some measurements here and there and just get a rough idea to make sure we are within the 6 inches or 7 inches, whatever we're gonna be. So when I'm going to order concrete, we have the right amount coming. For some reason, this pot I always stress quite a bit about making sure you get it perfect, just because I would hate to run out of concrete. When I was a kid, I helped a concrete guy do outside patios and stuff, and it seemed like every time we did a concrete patio with this guy, he always ran out, and it was super stressful, and it was usually in the hot summer, and you'd be short like yards. So yeah, that's just always my worst fear, is running out of concrete, not having enough, and having to get another truck coming. So I'm just trying to always make sure everything is good and right where it needs to be from the beginning. All right, now that we know that's all good, we can put our form back together, and I think we're ready for rebar. All right, let's get this backfilled and then we can get some rebar put in. We get to do our favorite messy part, rebar. Luckily right now it's pretty clean. So we're gonna go out, we're gonna do a grid pattern, 2 feet on center, and then on the footing, we'll put 2 in the footing, and then 2 feet on center after that. So it's gonna be close whether or not we have enough. We're right around what we need, or we might need like 5 more pieces, we'll find out.
I thought it looked like a lot.
It's 100 sticks. And then I have 5 out back left over from that slab. But calculating it in my head, we're either gonna have just enough or we're gonna be short a few pieces.
Huh.
Just because it's 32 by 48 and these are 20-foot long sticks.
Oh, that's
So
because they're short.
we'll have to do some bunch of cutting and stuff and overlapping and all that fun stuff. Three at once.
I did it twice now.
Woo-wee. You're showing me up.
I was trying. It's not easy.
So in all calculations, it's looking like we're either gonna have just enough, or we're gonna be one piece short, which is good. We need to cut 9.5, or we need 9.5 of them at 10 feet. So we'll cut 9 of them in half, and then we'll go from there. Well, we'll have a good overlap, which will be nice. So that is 101 or 100.5 sticks. I'm not sure. I found a half stick in the pile that I didn't cut. So I don't know if they gave us an extra half a stick or if we got shorted half a stick. Either way, it doesn't matter. We had 5 pieces left over from the workshop build. So I grabbed one from that bundle. So we have that much rebar in there. It's all 1/2-inch rebar. And it looks good. We just got to go around, tie it. I ordered the cups to raise it up off the ground. I ended up ordering them this time because when I went on Lowe's to see if they had them in stock, they do, but they sell them individually. And if you buy them in the box of 100 at a time, it's half the price as if you go to the store and buy them loose. So I didn't know that before. It's the first time I've seen it pop up. So we got those on order. Those should be here for probably not tomorrow, but the next day. So this will be done. Concrete is ordered, so.
And it's starting to sprinkle.
It's starting to rain, so we're gonna take a break and we'll be out in a minute to start tying. We're gonna be switching up our milking routine this morning. We got Cookie still inside the barn. We're done milking. We're gonna be bringing Azalea and Cookie, leaving them in the pasture. We need to work on the concrete rebars today. And then after that, we gotta run out. So we gotta kind of switch this all up. So it'll be interesting to see how the day goes. Cows and most livestock don't like it when you switch it up on them. There's Cookie right there. It's where he sleeps at night. So he's usually out with his mom right now. Not this morning.
Come on, let's get this done. We're experts at this now.
So since you're an expert at this now, I'll let you do it, and I'll just watch you. I'll be the foreman.
I'll watch you.
I'll have Figaro's job this morning.
Oh, I want to do that.
No, it's my job. You're the expert.
Well, we've done it a few times.
We have. We get to tie all the rebar together. Remind me too, before we pour concrete, I want to put a ground wire in the rebar, so that way we'll have a ground if we need it. We're thinking ahead this time. But I also learned you can only ground rebar when it's touching the ground like this. So all of our other buildings, we have foam down. You couldn't do it. Because if there's foam down between the concrete and the ground, you're not making a ground. So here, where we're not having plastic, we can ground. If you had plastic down, you couldn't ground. One of our viewers said to us at the Hone event that he's an electrician. He said to ground the slab, it's really good for livestock. So this one we can ground because we're going direct to the ground. So we just got to remember to put
ground.
Yeah,
Makes
ground.
sense.
So we just got to make sure we put the ground in.
Right. Speaking of right, I have 2 left gloves on, even on my right hand. Maybe we should do hopscotch.
Hopscotch, go for it. So the one good thing is it is foggy out this morning, and it's supposed to stay foggy for a few hours. So if we can get this done before the sun comes out, that'll be a lot nicer. Maybe we'll see Gina fall once or twice.
Okay, that's enough.
We're going out to a local event tonight. We're going to be helping serving, so we got to make sure we wear gloves because we don't want to have dirty, gross, nasty hands. I don't think people would appreciate that. So Milwaukee makes a tool for this. You just go meow, 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 meow.
Like what does it do? Like
It takes the wire ties and it just, so you don't gotta sit there and twist. Look at that, you are a pro. I'm just gonna let you do it all.
You probably had to pick me up because it's hard on the body.
Sure is.
After a few.
I use my drill to do it, and I don't know where my hook is. This isn't the right one, it's too thick. So we have 2 of these handheld little whoop-de-doops that Gina's using. It's a lot faster if I do it on the drill, so I'm gonna cut this one. I'm gonna put this piece in my drill. Hopefully that'll work, because yeah, the quicker we can go, the better, because this is a large, tedious job. Let's give that a try. Reminds me of Captain Hook. Well, we got all the tying done. The sun came out right at the end, which it was nice to be working under cloud cover.
Yep.
So I will take that. Rebar's all tied. I gotta finish spreading gravel. We have our cups on order. They should be here, I think, tomorrow. So hopefully they show up when they say they're going to, and then we can raise up the rebar 2 inches off the bottom. And then we'll be waiting for concrete.
That'll be easy. That'll be easy.
That'll be easy. Easy peasy.
This is not hard, not really fun,
No.
but it's nice when it's done.
It
Because then
is.
you're like, wow, I just did all that. My legs feel kind of like sea legs right now. Just all the bending and all that.
Right. It helps just make all of the concrete strong, and it'll make everything last longer. So yeah, it's one of those things when you're doing it, it's not fun, but you just gotta tell yourself it's worth it. So just keep doing it. So we're gonna be running out. So I did a really bad job at filming that last part of the video I just had up there. So this is like afterwards, me going, man, I did terrible. We live in a really cool area up here. Littleton, New Hampshire is a nice little quiet, secluded town with just so many things going on. Our friends own and operate Schilling's Beer Co. And they put on their 10th annual Oktoberfest. It's not just, well, it's an Oktoberfest, but they also raise money for nonprofit charities, and that's one of the big things that the event does. So I am a board member on the Bridge Outreach Program, which is a nonprofit, and we oversee the Littleton Food Pantry. And one of the nonprofits that the Oktoberfest was giving the proceeds to was the Littleton Food Pantry. They're giving money to the nonprofit that is going to be helping people out that had all the floods going on over in Vermont this year. The Littleton Main Street group, and there was one other one, I believe it's the White Mountains Adaptive Sports. So it's really cool. It was really cool. They sold tickets to this event. There was over, I think, 1,600 people. They had 2 different sessions going on. They had one from 11 to 3, and they had the second session from 4 to 8, and that was the one me and Gina did. They had brewers from all over not even just the country, but the world. There was brewers from Mexico there. I really like the whole craft beer thing because it's an artisanship. It's a craft. And they're bringing back some really cool old world kind of things. It's kind of almost, it's pretty well related to homesteading, I feel like, because they're trying to bring back these old crafts. So we were pouring for Burial, which is out of Asheville, North Carolina, which I thought was kind of neat. And then we were also pouring for Fox Farm, which is out of Connecticut. And the 2 brothers that are at Fox Farm were up, and we were talking with them. And they do a lot of wild ferments. So they ferment their beers just from natural yeast in the air, and they do a lot of sour beers. We really have no clue about that part of it, but I don't know. I just find it really interesting how they've been able to bring back the whole old world beer industry, and they're able to link it back to local and then help support local farmers. I know Schilling's Beer Company, they support as many local farmers as they can. There's a farmer in the area and they're growing their own wheat and barley, and Schilling's Beer Company buys a lot of their stuff from them, and they buy it from other people too, but they're also trying to support local food, which I think is cool. And then all of their spent grains that they use and they ferment, they save those, and then a local pig farmer gets those, feeds them to his pig. So I'm not a beer drinker. I wish I kind of was, just to get behind the whole movement and how it's grown. And it's just really cool to see how like that movement is able to do everything and keep it kind of local. I don't know if that makes sense or not. And they're able to do this big event, and they're going to be putting all the proceeds to nonprofits. So that's something we can definitely get behind. If you guys know more about the craft beer brewing, let me know. I don't know. It's just something I've always kind of been interested in. It helps definitely support the local movement and the local food. I kind of really like it. They have regulations, so I can't say they've been able to get away from regulations, but they're able to bring back that whole process of doing a craft in the food industry. Like if you're trying to, for me, I'm always thinking like, hey, if you wanted to get back into making meats, like cured meats the old way, it's not that easy. But they're doing it with beer. I don't know. It's just interesting. But if you guys are into that stuff, check out Schilling's Beer. I want to say they had like over 36 or 40 different breweries there that they're pouring their beer for. So their Oktoberfest, I guess I should explain a little bit better. They sell tickets to it. They do it once a year. It's usually in September, I think the last weekend in September. And they sell tickets. You can come in and you can taste the different breweries they had. They had quite a few different breweries there. They had like 30 or 40 or maybe 50 different brewers there they're pouring beer from. So you buy a ticket, you get a little glass, and then you can go around and you can taste all of the different beers. It's a place where you can go if you're into the craft beer and you want to try out brewers from all around. You can do that. A lot of the beers, you can't get them unless you go to the breweries or unless you live somewhere close by. So a lot of the beers that they were tasting up here, you can't just go to the local store and pick one up. So I thought that was kind of cool. If you're interested in something like that, it's in September that Schilling's does it. They'll do it again next year. It was fun. They had music, they had food, so we had a good time. It was fun to meet a bunch of different people. It was really fun to talk to the different brewers and just kind of like learn their passions behind what they're doing and why they're doing it. And I like that kind of stuff. So I don't know. It was exciting. It was interesting. I'm going to have to learn more about it. Just, I don't know, that kind of stuff is always fun. So this is where I'm going to end the video. I hope that makes the end of the video make a little bit more sense. So thanks for coming along on our homesteading journey. You guys are a huge blessing to us in our homestead, and we'll see you right back here in the next video. Bye.